Hello everyone, welcome to Chem Analysis. This is my fourth video on stereochemistry. In this video, I will mainly discuss about how to interconvert a Sawhorst, Newman and Fisher projection formula, and along with that I will also discuss about how to convert a Sawhorst and Newman projection formula to a Weierstrass structure. So let's start this discussion. First, we will learn about how to convert a Sawhorst projection formula to a Fisher projection formula. This is given a staggered conformation, that is, this is a Sawhorst projection formula of 2,3-dibromobutane. And before converting this Sawhorst projection formula to a Fisher structure, let's first know about some interesting points about a Fisher projection formula. If you are given a Fisher structure containing two chiral centers like this and different substituents are oriented like this, that is, first of all, I want to say that the Fisher projection formula corresponding to any structure signifies its eclipsed conformation. That means in this structure, this B and D substituents, these two substituents will be eclipsed. Similarly, these two will be eclipsed to each other, and this A and F group substituent will be also eclipsed to each other. That is, Fisher projection formula denotes the eclipse structure. Is it okay? Now, in this substituent, the orientation of the different substituent, that is B and C, which are oriented along the horizontal bond, will be above the plane. Similarly, D and E will be also above the plane, and A and F substituent, which is directed along the vertical bond, will be below the plane. That is, A group will be below the plane, and here the F substituent will be below the plane, and on the second carbon atom, if this is front carbon atom C1 and this carbon atom is C2, then at the C2 carbon, B and C will be above the plane, so it will be B, it will be C, and in the C1 carbon atom, D and E will be also similarly above the plane. So depending upon these 2 points, we have to convert a Sawhorst or Newman projection formula to a Fisher projection formula. And here we can see that the two groups directed along the vertical axis are below the plane and they are eclipsed. So in the Sawhorst projection formula also, that two group which will be along the vertical axis in the Fisher projection formula should be eclipsed and will be below the plane. And in that case, if you see the molecule along this front carbon to back carbon, that is, if you consider this carbon as front carbon CF and this carbon as back carbon, so in the Fisher projection formula, if you consider this carbon as front carbon and this carbon as back carbon, so for that you have to rotate the substituent attached to this front carbon center, and you have to bring the methyl group below the plane. And for that, if you rotate the molecule by 180 degree on the front carbon, it is either clockwise or anti-clockwise, does not matter, it will give the same structure since it is 180 degree rotation. And after 180 degree rotation, the Sawhorst formula will be converted in this way, that is, methyl group will be in the below of the plane, hydrogen atom which is on the left side will go after 180 degree rotation on the right side, and bromine atom which is on the right side of U after 180 degree rotation will go on the left side of U, and the back carbon remains as it is. And if we convert it in Fisher projection formula, then it will be, since methyl is below the plane and it is front carbon, so in the vertical axis below will be methyl, and as you are viewing this compound from this carbon to this carbon, that is from front carbon to back carbon, you are viewing that hydrogen atom and bromine atom is on the right side of you. So in the Fisher projection formula, that two group will be on the right side, and the group which is on the left side in the Sawhorst projection formula will be on the left side in the Fisher structure. So here will be bromine, and in the back carbon we can see that methyl is below the plane, so methyl will be on the vertical top. On the right side there is bromine atom, so here is bromine, and on the left side there is hydrogen atom, so here is hydrogen atom. So is it clear? Okay, next see another example. Here we can see that this CO2H group is below the plane. If you see the molecule along this carbon to this back carbon, this CO2H group is below the plane, and here bromine atom is above the plane. If you want to keep the CO2H group and bromine atom along the vertical axis in the Fisher projection formula, then you have to bring this bromine atom below the plane. There is no such rule that you have to keep the CO2H group and bromine atom on the vertical axis of the Fisher projection formula. You can keep any of the substituent on the vertical axis in the Fisher projection formula, and depending on that you have to rotate the carbon substituent within this carbon atom. If we consider the longest carbon chain, then that will be this methyl, this carbon, and this methyl. And if we want to keep this methyl and this methyl group along the vertical axis in the Fisher projection formula, then we have to keep this methyl group below the plane and eclipse to each other. So let first keep this methyl group below the plane. Next we consider the other possibility. If we want to bring this methyl group below the plane, that is we have to rotate this carbon substituent by 120 degree. If we rotate the front carbon by 120 degree anti-clockwise, okay, then this methyl group will come on the CO2H position, CO2H group will come here, and hydrogen will go on the methyl position. So the structure will be, and the back carbon substituent remain as it is. Here will be hydrogen. Since we want to keep these two methyl substituents on the vertical axis, we have to also bring this methyl below the plane, and for that we have to rotate the back carbon by 60 degree anti-clockwise. So front carbon substituent remains as it is, and the back carbon, after 60 degree rotation, methyl group will go below the plane, hydrogen atom orient like this, and bromine atom from the top of the molecule will go on the left side. So this will be the Sawhorst projection formula, keeping these two methyl group below the plane and eclipse. If we draw the corresponding Fisher projection formula, then it will look like, that is, on the front carbon methyl is below the plane and CO2H group is on the right side, hydrogen on the left side, and on the back carbon hydrogen is on the right side, bromine is on the left side, and methyl is below the plane, so it will be on the vertical axis. This is the Fisher projection formula of the given Sawhorst structure. Now if we want to keep the CO2H group and bromine atom on the vertical axis, let's see what will be the structure in that case. Let erase this thing first. Okay. So to keep the CO2H group and bromine atom below the plane, we have to only rotate the substituent on the back carbon by 180 degree. So front carbon remain as it is. Back substituent bromine atom will go below the plane, and methyl group will, after 180 degree rotation, will go on the right side, and hydrogen atom will go on the left side after 180 degree rotation. So if we draw the corresponding Fisher projection formula, then the structure will be this one. It is clear? Now, since I have told previously that it does not matter which substituent you are keeping on the vertical axis, the structure will be same in both the cases. So let's see that this structure and this structure is similar or not. Now we can exchange the position of the substituent on this chiral carbon center in the Fischer projection formula following the rule, and that rule I will discuss in later video. That is, in this video just keep in mind that this three group exchange is possible or allowed. So if we exchange this three group, then methyl group will come on the vertical axis and CO2H group will go on the right side, hydrogen atom will go on the left side. And similarly, if we perform the three group exchange here on the back carbon, then methyl group will go here, bromine atom will come here, and hydrogen will go on the right side. So after the three group exchange on the two carbon atom, we are seeing that this structure is resulted, and we can compare these two structure, that is this one and this one, that is both the two structures are similar. So we can keep any of the substituent on the chiral carbon atom along the vertical axis in the Fischer projection formula. Now let's see how we can convert a Fischer projection formula to a Schwarz structure. Here we can see that this is the front carbon atom and this is the back carbon atom in the Fischer projection formula. So if we convert this structure in the Schwarz projection formula, and it will be, since here is CH2 group is on the vertical below, so in the Fischer projection formula this CH2OH group will be below the plane and Cl is on the right side. So in the Schwarz projection formula, Cl will be on the right side and hydrogen is on the left side. And in the back carbon we can see that CHO group is vertical top, so it will be below the plane, and on the right side there is OH group and on the left side there is hydrogen atom. So it is very easy to convert a Fischer projection to a Schwarz or the vice versa. So let's see how we can convert a given Neumann structure to a Schwarz projection formula. So here we can see that it is given the staggered conformation of 2-hydroxybutane. First of all, we have to convert this Schwarz structure to a Neumann projection formula. Then we have to bring that Neumann projection formula in the eclipse form, and that eclipse form will correspond to the Fischer projection formula, since a Fischer projection structure is a eclipse structure of a compound. So first draw the Neumann projection formula of this staggered structure, and in the Neumann projection formula the front carbon is denoted as a dot and the back carbon is denoted as a round shape. That is, this circle represents the back carbon and this dot represents the front carbon. And in front carbon, if we see the compound from this front carbon to back carbon, then we can see that on the right side there is hydrogen atom, on the left side of U there is OH group, and below the plane there is methyl. And on the back carbon we will see that methyl is on the top, that is above the plane, hydrogen atom is on the right side, and this hydrogen atom on the left side. Now we have to convert this staggered conformation. This is staggered Neumann structure. We have to convert this staggered structure to its eclipse form, and if we want to keep the two methyl group in the Fischer projection formula along the vertical axis, so we have to keep this methyl group in the eclipse form in the Neumann projection formula. Since here we want to keep this two methyl group in the vertical axis, along the vertical axis, so we have to bring this two methyl group in the cis, that is eclipse structure, and to make this we have to rotate the back carbon by 180 degree, either clockwise or anti-clockwise. And after 180 degree rotation, this hydrogen atom will go on the right side and will be eclipsed to this hydrogen atom, and this hydrogen atom will be eclipsed to the OH group hydrogen. Now if we draw the corresponding Fisher projection formula, then it is very easy. In the front carbon, this is front carbon. In the front carbon we can see that methyl group is below the plane, so it will be vertical below, and on the right side we can see hydrogen atom. On the left side there is hydroxyl group on the front carbon, and on the back carbon we can see that methyl group is below the plane, so it will be vertical top, and on the right side there is hydrogen atom, on the left side there is also hydrogen atom. So this is the Fisher projection formula corresponding to this Sawhorst projection formula that is passing through a Newman projection formula. This is eclipsed. This structure is eclipse conformation of 2-hydroxybutane. So let's see another example. In this case, if we want to keep this phenyl and methyl group on the vertical axis of the Fisher projection formula, then we have to bring this phenyl group below the plane and eclipse to this methyl group. And if we draw the corresponding picture of this staggered Sawhorst projection formula, then we will see that on the front carbon phenyl is on the top, on the left side there is bromine atom, and on the right side there is hydroxyl group, and on the back carbon below the plane is methyl group, left side NH2 and right side Cl. So to bring the phenyl group eclipse to this methyl group and below the plane, we have to rotate the front carbon substituent by 180 degree. So after 180 degree rotation, this phenyl group will be eclipsed to methyl, OH group will go on the left side eclipsed to NH2, and bromine atom will be eclipsed to Cl atom. So if we draw the corresponding Fisher projection formula, then it will be look like, since this is the front carbon, if we consider this as front carbon and we are viewing this structure from this carbon to back carbon, so on the front carbon we can see that phenyl group is below the plane, so it will be vertically below, and on the left side OH, right side bromine atom. On the back carbon atom methyl is below the plane, so it is along vertical axis top, and on the right side there is chlorine atom, left side NH2 group. So it is the Fisher projection formula of this Newman structure. So let's see how we can convert a Fisher structure to a Newman projection formula. It is also very easy. Here we can see that on the front carbon CH2OH group is vertically below, so in the Newman projection formula it will be below the plane, and so in the front carbon CH2OH group will be below the plane. On the right side there will be chlorine atom, and on the left side there is hydrogen atom, and on the back carbon atom CHO group is vertically top, so it will be eclipsed to CH2OH group, and on the right side there will be OH, and on the left side there is hydrogen. Now since this structure is not stable enough, since there will be steric repulsion with this OH and chlorine atom since they are eclipsed, and here is also steric repulsion between this CHO group and CH2OH group since they are eclipsed. So in the stable conformation, this CHO and CH2OH group will be anti-oriented, and similarly it will try to orient this OH and Cl atom as far apart. So in the stable conformation, CHO group will be above the plane, OH group will be on the left side, and here will be hydrogen since we are rotating the back carbon by 180 degree, and on the front carbon there will be CH2OH below the plane, on the right side there is Cl, and on the left side there is hydrogen. Since the groups are in staggered conformation, there will be less steric repulsion in comparison to this previous structure. So this will be the stable structure, and that we can get by rotating the back carbon by 180 degree. These are the few selected examples of converting this Newman, Fisher and Sawhorst projection formula. Now we will see how we can convert a given Sawhorst or Newman projection formula to a OH structure. So here we can see that this is a given Newman projection formula in the staggered form of a given structure, and if we convert this Newman projection formula to a Sohor structure, then we can see that if we see the molecule from this carbon, if we consider it front and this is back carbon, so in the front carbon we will see that the ethyl group on the right side, OH group on the left side, and methyl group will be above the plane. On the back carbon, chlorine atom will be below the plane, bromine atom on the right side, and methyl group on the left side. So this will be the structure, and if we see this molecule from this right side, then you will see that this ethyl group and bromine atom towards you, that is above the plane, as like this one, ethyl group and bromine atom above the plane, and you will see this methyl group on the left side of you and top of this carbon carbon bond, and chlorine atom on the right side and bottom, and this OH group and methyl group you will see away of you, that is on the rear position, and it will be below the plane. So if we want to convert this Sohor's projection formula to a Weierstrass formula, then we have to see either from this right side or from the left side, and in the case when you are seeing the compound, that is structure from the left side, you have to see the molecule from the back carbon to front carbon. I will discuss it with an example later. So let's see one example. Here this is a given Weierstrass formula. We have to convert it in a Newman projection formula through, let's suppose we are going to Newman projection formula through a Sohor's projection formula, and for that conversion we have to see the molecule from this front carbon to back carbon, and if we see this molecule along this front to back carbon, then we will see that in the front carbon methyl group will be below the plane. On the right side you will see hydrogen atom, that is blue hydrogen, and on the left side you will see this hydrogen atom, and on the back carbon you will see methyl group on the top, hydrogen atom on the right side, and OH group on the left side. And if we draw its corresponding Newman projection formula, then you will see the front carbon methyl is below the plane, hydrogen on the right side, this hydrogen on the left side, and on the back carbon methyl on the top, hydrogen on the right, and OH group on the left side. So this is the staggered conformation of the structure in Newman projection. If you want to convert it eclipse conformation, then you can rotate any of the carbon atom. Now let's see another example. It is given Newman projection formula, you have to convert it to a Weierstrass formula. For that, let's first draw the corresponding Sohor's projection formula, and in the Sohor's structure, in the front carbon you will see fluorine on the top, bromine on the left side, and methyl on the right side, and in the back carbon chlorine is below the plane, OH on the right side, and hydrogen on the left side. And this is the front carbon, 2 carbon, and 3 carbon is the back carbon. This is C2 and this is C3. Now if you see the molecule from the right side, then what you will see? You will see that this methyl group and this OH group is towards you, and it will be above the plane, and this fluorine atom will be above this carbon carbon bond, and chlorine atom is bottom of this carbon carbon bond, and this bromine atom and this hydrogen atom you will see far apart from you, that is it will be on the dash position. So this is the structure. If we draw it more correctly, the group which are on the right side will be above the plane, and the groups which are on the left side will be below the plane. So now if you want to see the molecule from the left side, then you have to see the molecule, that is see the structure, by viewing at this carbon carbon bond from the left side, and in that case what you will see, you will see that this hydrogen atom and this bromine atom towards you, and fluorine atom at right top, chlorine atom as left bottom, and this methyl group and OH group at the rear side, that is below the plane. And in viewing from the left side, we have to keep this carbon atom as the front carbon, and here hydrogen atom will be above the plane, and in the back carbon C2 will be back carbon and bromine atom will be above the plane. So let's draw this structure. In that case, the front carbon will be C3, and in C3 chlorine atom will be below the plane, and you will see this hydrogen atom towards you, that is above the plane, and OH group will be below the plane, that is at rear position. And you will see on the back carbon fluorine atom will be on the top, and bromine atom you will see towards you, that is above the plane, and you will see this methyl group at the rear side, so it will be on the dash position. So the point is, it does not matter in which orientation, that is in which side you are viewing the molecule, the structure resulted in both the cases will be similar, that is this and this structure will be similar. Let's see that this structure is similar or not. So for that we have to draw the corresponding Fisher projection formula, and if you draw Fisher projection formula corresponding to this, then it will look like this one. And in the back carbon, since fluorine atom is on the top side, we have to rotate this by 180 degree, and for that rotation bromine atom will go on the left side, and methyl group will come on the right side. And if we rotate this compound by 180 degree through in plane rotation, that is allowed, then chlorine atom will go on the top, hydrogen atom on the left side, OH group on the right side, and fluorine atom will come below, methyl group will go on the left side, and bromine atom on the right side. So let's see for this case. In the front carbon we are seeing that fluorine atom is above the plane, so we have to bring it below the plane, and for that we have to rotate the substituent by 180 degree, and fluorine atom will go below the plane, bromine atom will go on the right side, and methyl group on the left side. And similarly in the back carbon chlorine atom is below the plane, so the orientation will remain as it is, that is OH is right side and hydrogen is left side. So we can see that both the structure resulted in viewing the structure from both right side or left side, the structure are same. So that's all for this discussion, and thank you for watching. And if you are new in this channel, then you can subscribe to my channel Chem Analysis to get such interesting videos in future. Thank you once again.